political leaders, they don't look at people as people. What they look at them is, that's my vote bank. This particular caste is my vote bank. The particular region is my vote bank. The kind of complacent attitude, the apple polishing attitude of our political class is really denying the development of the underprivileged. In India, youth means politicians and their families and the grandchildren and the grandchildren. That's it. There is no leadership. To get one Nirbhaya Act, it took government for 60 years plus. That too, it has to happen in Delhi. Unless it happens in Delhi, they don't wake up.
Only in India, whenever you talk about corruption or some other, talking about institutions…
As far as I'm concerned, there's no corruption in India. Where is corruption in India? There is only banditry. I don't see any corruption. Because corruption means you come to me and you want a favor to be done, I'm willing to do it, but you know, under the table, I want 2 rupees from you. This is corruption.
What's happening
I break your head and I take everything that you have, this is not corruption.
It's just plunder.
And from my own state, the guy says, I have 10,000 crores to announce. You ask them, I said, from where that guy gets money from? It is a collection of… it is like he's a center point. He's just a face for a lot of political people who siphoned off a lot of national wealth and kept with him, and they wanted to project him as their man, that he's the one. But actually, the money belongs to a lot of politicians who had siphoned off money from the irrigation projects. And there is no check on that. And we can't enforce laws on them. The max demonetization by doing it, who got affected? The normal man, but the real culprits already, they're free, they have nothing to do with it, and they're happily on the roads. Then no one is going to do anything to them. And this is the plight of our country.
What institutional mechanisms we need to build, in your estimate, to build higher levels of public integrity, higher levels of civic conduct?
See, one important thing that India needs to do is to simplify the laws in a way that everybody understands it. Right now, it's so complex and so ambiguous, nobody really knows what it is. And because there is so much ambiguity, it creates so much gray areas. These laws were largely created by the English because they wanted ambiguity so that they could interpret it whichever way they want. If they want to pick you up tomorrow morning, they want to pick you up and there's a good enough reason. We have still kept the same laws, and even today it is true, the law can just come and pick you or me up now, and I don't know what I have done, but he can pick you up and they can produce something number whatever, criminal procedure code, some damn number that I'm not aware of, and they can say, you did this. Because it's such an ambiguous law, this is good to control foreign nations if you occupy them, not for our nation to move ahead. Too much ambiguity.
Imagine a simple guy, a normal guy who comes, even in a one-way, without a helmet, he'll be punished so hard, but real people who has influence, who has that political affiliation, they shoot people and they get a very nominal punishment. Most of the cases don't even go to the courts. Somewhere they're confined to hospitals, that's it, they don't go beyond that. And this is what happens in our country.
And my question is basically, there are extreme ideologies which are hindering the growth of the country. So I would like to know your opinion on that. Thank you, sir.
You spoke about right-wing ideology, you talk about the extremities of ideology. That's a problem in our country. India is a complex country. We have so many verticals, there's so many thoughts are prevailing thoughts in a society. Not one ideology is going to unite all of us. But the problem is we have to understand one left wing or one right wing doesn't really help India. Somewhere, understand, you have to be on a middle path.
I don't belong to any wing, but when people elect, whether I agree with it or I don't agree with it, personally, whether I agree or I do not agree with it, I will bow down to people's will, because that's what democracy means.
For me, I know a lot of political leaders, They don't look at people as people. What they look at them is, that's my vote bank. This particular caste is my vote bank. That particular region is my vote bank. They don't see them as humans. In politics, we should get a human angle. They are filled with emotion. They are filled with love and affection. We have to address that issue. We have to recognize as individuals, not as a vote bank. Till we do it, India is going to get affected by this kind of divisive politics, this kind of vote bank politics.
People are voting on the basis of religion, caste, creed and all kinds of rubbish. This is what needs to change. Only when individual people think for themselves and vote every time fresh, not committed to even a party, only then democracy will stay alive. This is the most precious thing we have, because what is precious about a democracy is power can shift without bloodletting. Never in the history of humanity such things have happened. Even if power has to change in a family, somebody will bleed. Yes or no? This is how it's been. But for the first time in the last 100 years or 150 years, we are able to change leadership without bloodletting. Do not underestimate that. Do not ever underestimate that.
The reason why I came into politics was, I feel extremely sad looking at the plight of a situation. Somehow what best I can do, I don't have strength and I don't belong to any huge political party, I'm not extremely rich. But I said, what best I can do within my means? Then established the party and I started highlighting each and every issue. Knowingly, getting into politics is like, it's a battle which cannot be won and a destination which cannot be reached. I know it, and still I came into politics to serve my nation and to serve our people.
Government means, in a democratic country, it's people's choice, isn't it? Now I don't respect people's choice, I respect only my choice. I think you're a nutcase. You're fanatical. You're fanatical about your own beliefs.
And it's a human mind. Human mind is bound to get corrupted unless you have discipline within yourself. But you should never stop attempting. Because people are going to get corrupted, that doesn't mean you have to stop it. You have to keep on trying.
Earlier elections, we also feel that Jayaprakash Narayan is also another very honest man. So, did you consider, joining hands? Jayaprakash Narayan, Lok Satta Party. Did you, consider joining hands with him, because then you would be a stronger force?
Yes.
No, for me,
that's what everyone wants.
We expect you to work with him.
We expect you to work with him.
But he is no more contesting elections.
He can come back.
He is not active anymore. That's the reason. He is not active. I don't like to convince. If someone wants to work, they'll work. I don't like to convince. No, I have respect, but I don't want to convince anyone, because for me, today, not that I want to convince anyone, out of love for my nation I came. Whether someone is going to believe me or not, I'm going to do it. Whether you're going to follow me or not, I'm going to do my job.
In US, how can we contribute to Janasena? Stop.
Your phone call to your family back in India.
What are the qualities you are looking forward to choose the members in your party?
Love for nation and commitment to society.